We are Infamous Network for the strong, not the weak.
Good evening. This your man HRap coming at you live and direct. Sorry for the delay. But this is live podcasting, and anything can happen. Anything can happen on a live podcast, man. Thank y'all for tuning in. This is the End of the Bench podcast. You're coming at us. I'm coming at you live from the Late Rent Loud Music Studio in desperate need of a haircut. Shout out to my man Ronnie, busy today. It's all good. Thank you, Ron. It's been, you always there for me anyway. It's all good, man. No harm, no foul. Again, thank you again for tuning in to the End of the Bench podcast. We're from Late Rent Loud Music Studios. This is on Built for This Network. Thank you for tuning in. It's going to be a ride again. Thank you, my man John is in the building. Much love. Thank you, John. It's always good to see a good face in the place. Thank you. As I was stating, people, it's going to be a good show. Before I start my show, I acknowledge my family. Those who are still drawing breath and those who are transitioned and now the ancestors. Without them, there is no me. Anyone connected to the Whitmore family, the Pollard, Turner, Battle, Cotton, Harper, Bailey, Chris Lansdowne, Liggins, Duncan, and my mother, my brothers, my fathers, my father, and my sisters out of Williams clan. I always forget about my kids. That's horrible father. That's why my daughter be punched me in the face. Sorry. We in the building. Thank you for tuning in. As I say, every week, every single solitary week, I say this. This is not a pod. This is not something that you can miss. Please don't see, when you see me, AB, sorry, man, I missed your show. No, you didn't. It's on 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Anytime you want it to be on, it is on. A lot of you received the link from me. Click that link, hit that like button, share, tell a friend, to tune in, and it's all good. You can catch up with me at any time, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week on Spreaker.com, YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Google Podcasts, Castbox, Deezer, Podcast Addict, or wherever you download your podcasts. So I'm going to hit on more of that. Oh, man, B, I missed the show. You missed my show because you never did this. Click. Or you didn't subscribe. Click. Lamar Williams in the building. Thank you for Ramar, my man. DJ Ramar. I'll be listening to him later on this evening on Spreaker.com too, man. We connected. Hey, man, we got this black podcast thing on lock. Positive energy, positive people, positive results. That's what I'm talking about. Thank you for the support, good brother. It's always good to see you. It's always good to see you, man. Hey, and his last name Williams. How can you not love somebody's last name Williams? Shout out to everybody who tuned in. Michelle, thank you for tuning in. Much love to everybody who tuning in. It's always good to see you. Now, for those who are not on time, sucks to be you because I'm going in. Actually, pull out the soapbox. You probably don't want to get on the soapbox right now, but I'm on the soapbox. The soapbox is a good thing, man. Your boy is rarely not in good health. Over the last month or two, I've had a couple health situations. I had headaches that I rarely have. I mean, almost never. I'd had my blood pressure went up. Went to the doctor. They told me I need to drop a little poundage. Your boy need to shed a few. And, I haven't been resting well. The reason I bring him Michelle because she be doing it. You need to get some rest. Now I got to get some rest. But the reason I'm bringing this up, man, is because forget this. I'm of an age in which I need to get healthy. Let's start getting healthy now. So at 25, 30, 40 years, depending upon your age, you don't have to get healthy. You'll be healthy because that's the mistake we make. Look, I'm doing everything I do on this show is for our community empowerment. And the reason I do that is because nobody's paying attention to us. I am going to make you laugh. I am going to give you some information. Hopefully, I'm going to provoke you into thinking, and then we will lock arms and make things better. I'm going to start with the videos again with the Minister of Wellness, because I need my brothers and sisters healthy as humanly possible. I got my man Jay Ron from Canada in the building. Always good to see you, good brother. Always good to see you, good brother. As I was stating, though, man, we have to maintain a specific level of health. You look, most of us would love to hit the lottery, the Powerball, big bag of money. If you drop dead due to a heart condition, due to hypertension, diabetes, or anything else, what good is that money? You see what I'm saying? Tonight it's the Powerball. I want all us to get a little piece of enough to survive. $200-300 million. Hey, I want all us to win and get, so a lot of our families can take care of. But it does you no good to hit the Powerball and end up taking medication, shoot yourself in the stomach, or anything of that nature. This is why I said I was jumping on the soapbox, man. Your boy is, hey, at the end of the day, your boy morbidly obese. I'm gonna keep it funky with you, man. I'm too big for my height. So I've been working on it for a few months now. Your boy slimming down. I'm finna go back to the vegetarian, get down. I understand that's not for everybody, because I've read stories in which people have changed to a vegetarian diet and their body rejected it because they needed the nutrients from certain meats. So it's not for everybody, but there is a thing called the word escapes me, when you limit yourself to modification. Modify your diet in accordance to your weight. Look, a lot of the things we put in our body's not naturally processing. If you're not naturally processing, it's holding on to it. If it's holding on to it, you holding on to toxins and things of that nature that are eventually going to kill you. It will bring dis-ease to your life, dis-ease to your body. It will slow down your blood flow, high blood pressure. It will attack. High blood pressure slows down your blood flow. Your heart gets lazy. Your heart fat's built around your heart. Now you got congestive heart failure. Then you have certain things that they're pumping into your food that you don't know. They sit in your gut, and you develop different cancers from this. This is what I'm saying, brothers and sisters. We're going to start eating better. So when I'm old and my whole joint right here is gray, y'all could be on here and be like, man, rap getting old. I need to get old. I'm going to need you to get old. And that's what we're going to start doing together. We will get better together. Now, as you know, I used to host a sports show called The End of the Bench as well. End of the Bench, that is the parent of this show right here. The reason I'm bringing that up is because all week I've been seeing some interesting sports topics that were really not sports topics. My brothers and my sisters, a lot of y'all. I got my man Deacon Dale in the building, and thank you, Deacon Dale. Much love. Praying to Deacon Dale. Prayers go up to Deacon Dale. Prayers go up to my brother, built for this network, brother DJ Mad Knox and his family. Not your business. Why? Just pray for the brother. And I want to pray for everybody else out there who's struggling. The homie Jungle Brother. Everybody, man, we all out here together. We're going to do our thing. We're going to get this taken care of. We're going to move on. And in its true spirit, we're going to keep our lives cracking. But, like I said, I've seen some things in regards to sports. I've since retired from talking on sports online. But here's some things that kind of bother me. The homie, what's his name? The coach of Michigan State Spartans. A lot of people are upset with the coach of Michigan State Spartans because of the way he handled one of his young people. Now, it is definitely a sign of the times, because I'm not going to front, man. I remember when people never got mad at you for stuff like that. And then, of course, the obligatory question, what if he grabbed your son like that? Instead of just having a conversation, people have to make it some type of emotional attachment, which kind of makes me look at you sideways. I got my man Big Illinois, another built for this network, another person from my brethren. He'll be on later this evening, I think. Maybe. I don't know. But, and then you had, you've been seeing memes of coaches yelling at kids and things of that nature. Now, I'm old school. I'm kind of a dinosaur in this mentality. I got yelled at while I was playing ball, so I understand. But a lot of people have changed. people are saying we're going to handle things differently. And who am I to tell you how to allow someone to handle your children? But it goes back to one of my talking points. And people used to give me that polite, get your crazy behind out of here response. And what I mean by, man, get up out of here with that nonsense. That you'll hear, like, I'll hear people announce me on other shows. I'll come in the chat room, hey, they go HRap. And then instead of just leaving it there, they go, he has some unique opinions, but he's a good guy. That's a real nice way of saying he crazy as hell, but he cool. So, but I'm cool with that. I'm not gonna cry or anything. I get it, man. You know, everybody don't think the way your boy think, right? But it's awful strange that all of a sudden, man, the world is starting to think like HRap, right? The whole world is starting to think like, hey, I don't want you handling my kids. Which translates to, why these white guys treating our boys like that? But when I was saying, send your kids to HBCUs, people told me, oh man, you crazy. How they gonna get exposure? The same way your kid, these kids who live in Australia, Ben Simmons, even though his dad is from the United States, Dikembe Mutombo, Yikadare, all those good brothers from Africa, Akeem Olajuwon, Luau Dang, Giannis Antetokounmpo. We've got ball players from all over the globe. So you mean to tell me I can send somebody on a jet to all the corners of the earth? We got people from China, Australia, Japan, Korea, all different parts of Europe, all different parts of Africa, all different parts of South and Central America, the Caribbean. Felipe Lopez. See, y'all thought he was from the Bronx, the brother from the Caribbean. He down there coaching ball right now. Shout out to Felipe Lopez. All over Canada, Steve Nash. But you can't find somebody in Mississippi? Are y'all serious? But I'm not some prophet. Basically, I understand what history is. I understand the concept of look back. Sankofa is the term, is the African term. You're going to look back to see how to move forward because the past will predict what's going to happen. Who's the greatest? I ain't sending my kids to HBCU. Who's the greatest running back all the time, generally speaking about? Walter Payton, huh? He at least in the top three. Walter Payton, Jim Brown, Barry Sanders, is what most people say. Where did Walter Payton come from? HBCU. Who's the greatest defensive lineman? Who invented the term sack? Who was one of the most unstoppable forces in the history of the National Football League? David Deacon Jones, right? HBCU. Who's the greatest wide receiver in the history of the world and blah, blah, blah. Can't nobody touch it. Jerry Rice. HBCU. See, I was talking to my man, shout out to my man BC Cook. I was talking to my man Cook this morning, and he was like, yeah, but that's when they had to go. I said, Cook, Jerry Rice got drafted in 1985. Okay, Aeneas Williams, one of the best cover corners. He in the Hall of Fame. See, the reason I'm bringing these things up on a Black Empowerment show is because our brother Deion Sanders is on ESPN right now. And he's going to be on ESPN next week. Guess what? He making Jackson State University a whole lot of money. So guess what? They're not just looking at the Jackson State University players. They're looking at the team on the other side of the field players too. Wow. Check that out. Coverage for both schools. So if those players start looking good, what's going to happen? They're going to start sending cameras and scouts down there. But they already were sending cameras and scouts down there. Shout out to my brother Bill for this network, the number one Chief Rock of Jersey fan. He's in the building. Always good to see you, brother. But this is what I'm saying. See, this is a complex. Remember last week or Tuesday, I asked two questions. How do people see you? And how do you see yourself? See, how do people see you? They see you as a commodity. They see you as something to elevate their brand. How do you see yourself? You should see yourself twice as good as anybody sees you. If they say, hey, you could be the next Jerry Rice, you should be like, I'm going to be the next Jerry Rice and T.O. combined. I'm with Chris Carter hands. Until we start thinking, hey, man, I'm the show. See, it's easy to be an arrogant jerk and disregard other people's feelings and say how good you are. I'm the man. It's easy to see. Easily you can see those things. But if you really believe it, that's when you get paid. See, we continue to push our kids and all over the place. Oh, see, he could get exposure at Alabama. Hey, bro, George the Iceman Gervin, Ben Wallace, Rick Mahorn, Avery Johnson. Iceman only one didn't win a championship out of that conversation, right? But we continue to say, you know what? You know who's gonna have the best interests of our children? Nick Saban. Nick Saban gonna look out for us. No, he's not. No, he is not. Nick Saban is not gonna look out for our young people. Nick Saban is gonna look out for Nick Saban. Dabo Sweeney is gonna look out for Dabo Sweeney. You don't know how many young men. Okay, Alvin Kamara. For the people who don't know sports, just go along until we get along. Alvin Kamara, one of the best running backs in the National Football League. He had to leave good old Nick Saban because he wasn't getting any playing time. Understand, nobody is showing up to see the other folks. They coming to see the brothers. So if you start sending your young people to HBCUs, you create, first of all, it's a different environment on the HBCU campus. Second, and more importantly, you are pouring into yourself. You're creating positions. You're creating jobs. You're creating an environment. You are showing our young people that what we do is valuable as well. It also, that translates back home. You will create a black Beverly Hills wherever you live. Everybody is not going to be a millionaire. You create a black middle class, though. You create a black working class, entry-level position, middle class, middle management, and upper class. That's the only way the thing can work. You get a Master P. You support a Master P and guys. Like, I'm talking about P in a minute anyway. But this is how. As a matter of fact, I made as well braid this right into it. This is how you get a Master P. This is how you get put in a position to win. This is how you overcome the foolishness. Brothers and sisters, ladies and gentlemen, haters and bitter friends. This is how you do it. But because the only reason Harvard is a school of excellence is because we've agreed that it is. The only, look, you would assume, hey man, diamonds are forever. They the girl's best friend. This is the most prestigious gem in the world. But what we've forgotten about is it is supposed to be rare gems. The ruby is more rare, so why would you want a ruby ring? If you're really trying to show out, that's a big diamond. No, it's a ruby, sister. If you really see, you see what I'm saying? But somebody said, and we agreed upon the diamond being the one. The diamond is what everybody wants. But if you bought your old lady a ruby ring, that's when you really dug in your pocket, brothers and sisters. And that's what we need to start recognizing, man. Things are only great because it's an agreed upon thing. Period. It ain't great. You just didn't show up yesterday. This is great. And why? Oh, because, look, exactly. Because somebody told you it was great. Now, if you think something great and you get other people to buy in, then it's great. But we have to stop following what the things that are being told to us. That's why, again, I've brought back a segment that I'm going to do in the middle of the show because I think it's important to show us how powerful we can be. And then it makes no difference what this community said or that community said, or we're not being accepted by this. We're going to be accepted by ourselves. And then everybody who's engaged in the art of loving humanity will engage with us. And once you see that, you will win. Period. Again, remember, like, we got to stop focusing on the smart guy. Because a lot of things we think is smart, not really smart. Oh, he's smart because he can recite the Constitution but does he know how to apply that stuff? He's smart because he graduated from law school, but is he a good lawyer? Does he use his powers, so to speak, for good or evil? Is he just reciting, or can he go in the courtroom and get you out? See, Johnny Cochran didn't graduate from Harvard University. He graduated from UCLA, but he's widely renowned. He's widely known. God rest his soul. He's an ancestor now, but he was widely known when he was here as one of the greatest attorneys in the history of the world, right? So it's not about, I got it from up here, so I'm better than you. You can get it from right here and be better than anybody. You see what I'm saying? With that being said, we have to start speaking things into value. Like, we listen to the way people talk. He doesn't use proper English. Well, this is a bastardized language anyway, and it's not mine. It was forced into my mouth because the people who captured my ancestors didn't want them to communicate with each other. And maybe subconsciously we changed it from I don't have to ain't got no. Finna, like, conversate. So we having our own conversation. What it's supposed to be is now language is used to disseminate thoughts and ideas between people. So how are you wrong? And if it's not the way it is traditionally used, that means it's called a dialect. So again, you can't be wrong. This is my dialect. Shout out to 7th, 8th grade teacher, Miss Ethel Adams. I learned that in 1983, 1984. It's called the black dialect. So we look at these people, and somebody looking at me, he would be okay if he spoke better. No, I wouldn't be. Because the people who I'm talking to, I'm speaking their language and you're speaking somebody else's language. Because if I was up here speaking like our good brother, our ancestor, great Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., what difference does it make? Because y'all shot him. The very people who you're attempting to emulate shot him dead for nothing. Or maybe I was talking like Malcolm X, but y'all shot him too. Or maybe I could sound like Fred Hampton, very intelligent brother. He was an excellent orator. Y'all shot him too. I'm just saying. Shout out to my man D Gray from the West Coast. He in the building. Much love to my brother. But this is what I'm saying. So, he's articulate. So what? I can speak your language well. Does me no good. And the reason I'm bringing this up is because I remember 25 years ago, my man Master P hit the scene real big. Master P hit the scene like a bomb. And the first thing a lot of folks in my community were saying, he sound country as hell. Well, he's from the country. He needs to speak better. No, he don't. I understand exactly. Now, I wasn't really. Yeah, I'll be a damn lie if I told you I ain't like that song make you say because anytime the words come, I know the words. I wasn't a big P fan. He was putting out a bunch of music that I didn't like, but when he made some good stuff, it was good stuff. But it ain't about his music at this point because Master P is Percy Miller now, and Percy Miller is doing the damn thing. We need to support a good brother like that. He's never been different. Now, I don't know what's going on with this. Master P didn't pay me my money. It's always something like that in the music business, and we can do a show on the music business if y'all want to, but that's not what I'm talking about. If I've heard 30 Master P stories, I've heard 29 good ones. And then this one dude or 3 dudes, 27 dudes say, yeah, one dude, I'm going with the 27. Because it's always somebody in the cut. I ain't get what I was deserved. Yeah, okay. Whatever. But this dude has done everything he can to empower people in our community. When he started off, Eddie Griffin used to open up for him. As a matter of fact, he used to open up for Eddie Griffin. When he got past Eddie Griffin, he had his people go find Eddie Griffin and say, hey, man, you got any movie scripts that you want to get put out there? Eddie Griffin said, hell yeah, I do. Master P handed the man $1 million check. So this is a brother who's dedicated to the cause. Whether you like his music, hey, man, I'm not asking you what you like. I'm talking about what he's doing. This is a good brother. So we need to be supporting him. Now he got Master P. He had rap snacks, potato chips, candy, cookies, all this stuff. Now he got his version of ramen noodles. He got his version, Uncle P's rice. We need to be looking into how to get this stuff into our consumer places, because this dude is either A, gonna pimp the hell out of us, and it's gonna be he gonna be richer than anybody we know, or B, he gonna do what he said and make jobs and opportunities for people. Seeing how he's consistently done the right thing, I'm gonna roll with Master P's gonna do the right thing. So we need to get behind P. One of these days, man, you see how I had the split screen sometimes. One of these days, y'all gonna see P on the other side of me right there. You gonna see P right there on the screen, like boop, right there. Master P is gonna be your boy Rap. But up until and including that moment, I'm still gonna support him. He gonna be on the show. Ain't no nothing. You never know. I know. You don't know, but I know. But this is what I'm saying, man. We have to see. I'm gonna need y'all to start looking at. I'm gonna be posting something on the show, so you ain't even gotta look them up. But look into some Dr. Claude Anderson and people like that, because these people are consistently trying. They've been consistently trying to enhance our information base and empower our community for the longest. See, we keep saying what the government's not gonna do. Hey man, the government's not gonna do anything. It's been established. It's been established. Look, it's been established, bro. They ain't gonna do nothing. We go hoot and holler, him and haw and all this. And that's why I brought this up. Because the government, the people in control of the government, every time we say, okay, cool, let's do it. We help them win wars. And then they tell us we ain't worth nothing. This is going back to the 1700s. So it's not gonna happen. We have to do for self, or as the great his most honorable Elijah Muhammad said, do for self and suffer the consequences. Those are your only options in regards to this. So stop crying. Oh man, they ain't gonna do nothing for us, Jesse. They ain't. They're not. Let's suck it up. Suck it up and keep it moving, man. I'm just letting you know, bros, sisters, and brothers, it's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen, and I'm not really anticipating it. And the reason I brought up the Jackson State thing, the reason I bring up the Master P thing, is because I've been on air for 5 years. I've probably been saying it for 10 years. I have literally had very intelligent people told me, that's the stupidest idea you ever heard in your life. But how about this? State of Georgia. Let's talk about the good things. The state of Georgia is being powered by one city. Now, you got other cities in the state that are doing well, but the power source is one city. It's the new chocolate city. Been a black city for a long time, but it's the new chocolate city because we're down there making movies. You're down there getting industry. You're down there. Everything that's good in America is going on in Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? But guess what else that means? That means there's a lot of thriving people that look like me and you. There's a lot of athletes coming out of there. There's a lot of entertainers coming out of there. Atlanta's a damn college town, so there's a lot of academics coming out of there. Everything you would need is coming out of Atlanta that looks like us. So that is the power source of Georgia. Georgia legislation just made it harder than finding a job with babysitting the benefits to vote. Now we're gonna figure it out because you got people like Sister Stacey Abrams and Sister Tamika Maryland and Sister Brown over there in Alabama. She travels back and forth. They got boots on the ground. There's a couple of brothers doing. I can't think of their name right on top of my head, which is both sorry to those men. They doing things, right? They gonna figure it out. But this is a call to arms, and I'm gonna say what this is the first step we need to do. Since the Georgia's legislators don't want black people to vote because it was cool. Do y'all understand Saturday voting and all that extra expansive voting was a Republican idea? And now that brothers start using it, the Republicans saying we don't want that no more because they using it. Okay, cool. What else y'all don't want? I pray that not as my great grandmother Esther Cotton, born Esther Cotton, died Esther Whitmore, used to say, be now. Not now, black person sign up at UGA or Georgia Tech again. Period. Since y'all don't want us to, you don't want us to go vote, we don't need to be at y'all damn schools. If I had the power, I would fly down to Georgia and go to every person on that university. Bruh, you need to leave. You need to go to one of these HBCUs. I got my man Just Joe in the building. Joe from Houston. Shout out to Boogie. Shout out to the Shorty Payton. It's all good. We see you. If I had the ability, I would fly down there and tell them, sign out of this school right now, get into the transfer portal, and get the hell up out of there. Wherever you are, you need to be signing out of these predominantly white universities. Is it the University of Georgia's fault? No, but if you see me getting kicked in the face and you don't grab the dude who's kicking me in the face, you should have kicked me too, because I'm going to treat you like a kid. Now, the reason I'm bringing this up, man, is because how is it we good enough to run, jump, catch, throw, pitch, hit, and all that? We ain't good enough to vote. See, again, it is a call to arms. I told y'all, these laws are created to hold you back. You emancipate my ancestors from bondage. We're no longer enslaved. But if you stand around not doing nothing, first of all, you can't read. And you need to speak my language. And you're going to do what I say do, and I'm going to provide you house, and I'm going to feed you slop. I can't do that no more. Get out. They won't create a law. If you just stand around not doing nothing, you go to jail. Oh, by the way, when we emancipated you, the only thing that could put you back in jail is if you just stand around doing nothing. I mean, the only thing that put you back into bondage is if you break the law. Not if you commit a felony, not if you commit a murder, not if you do some heinous if you break a law, like loitering. Now you're back in bondage. Now I can go. Now it's even better for me as a person who used to own people, because this is what I can do. I don't have to own and feed you anymore. I can just rent you and send you back to the jail. They'll take care of you. So it's even better. I got the best of both worlds. I got my land taken care of. I ain't got to feed you. I ain't got to house you. I ain't got to pay nobody to watch you no more. The best of both worlds. You see what I'm saying? This is where the madness comes along, man. This is the madness. I keep telling you, man. But we keep rolling along. We keep making people think it's comfortable to kick folks in the face. Oh man, just a little dirt on my face. Nah, no more, man. No more. Please, no more. No more. I don't want to hear it anymore. Since y'all don't want us to vote, we ain't messing with y'all at all. Don't come to us for anything. If you ain't paying me, I ain't talking. I'm still go to work because I got to feed myself. But my kid's not going to your school. And that's a call to order for everybody in the country. Because if UGA chasing your kid, that means Bama chasing your kid. That means Texas chasing your kid. That means Florida's chasing your kid. That means Ohio State and all the rest of them, they chasing your kid too. So we're just not going to UGA. Now, if you don't have any other options, if nobody but UGA, then you go to UGA. But I'm sure if UGA is chasing you, the whole country chasing you. So forget about it. Forget about it. Another thing is this. Speaking of government, speaking of people not speaking up for people and speaking up for our best interest, our brother, Mr. Barack Hussein Obama. What I'm saying is this, people. I'm disappointed in our brother Barack for the same reasons about 12, 15 years ago. I was disappointed in our brother Cosby. Why are we always on TV and on these podcasts talk about family business? Do we need to have less violence in our community? Damn right we do. Violence is overrun by every community in the United States of America, not just ours. Do we need to be more focused? Yes, we do. But see, the thing is, man, our brother Barack Hussein Obama has a podcast now, which makes him a media personality, which makes him a clown. All of them. Dudes who up there getting ratings. The reason I say that, man, I should have put a clip up of this. Our brother Obama, him and Bruce Springsteen got a podcast. And Obama was on there saying that brothers need to stop engaging in violence this much. And he don't know where all the violence came from. And he don't know this and he don't know that. And it's all we used to respect each other and all this nonsense. And a lot of y'all going, we do. But guess what, dog? Barack Obama You're a little older than me, brother. Let me look up how old you are. Barack Obama, this is why I'm disappointed in you, brother, man. We come from a time and a space in which it was the exact same amount of violence. My brother Barack Obama he is exactly 9 years older than me. He'll be 60 this year. I'll be 51. So that means Barack Obama was raised on John Wayne movies. What's the boy name? Die young and leave a good looking corpse. Listen to some of the slogans that were popular when Barack Obama was growing up. Die young and leave a good looking corpse. Sex, drugs, and rock and roll. Free love. Hey man, you grew up when a cowboy movie was cool. John Wayne was one of the people you probably looked up to because he was forced down your throat. And seeing how you grew up in a Caucasian house, I'm pretty sure you like John Wayne. Because most people like John Wayne when we were young. Shout out to my sister DJ2Q. She in the building. It's always good to see you. Thank you for the support. It's always good to see you. Appreciate it. But when you got Dylan and what's the name? The Ponderosa and all that? All them damn movies where they were killing the people that they call Indians. We call them the natives. It was fashionable to slap a woman in movies back then. See, but don't nobody want to talk about that. No one wants to speak about that. It's just all these kids. Hey, man, I see people, my aunts, my older aunts, uncles, they like watching Perry Mason and all those movies, all those TV shows. What was fashionable to slap a woman? What do you say? Smacking women. They were using drugs back then. It was a free and open society. It was cool to beat, people back then. But now, because rap music said, 98, if you my age, it's probably about 10 years younger than me and older. If you was born in 1980 and older, it is a very good chance you own Scarface. You own The Godfather, or if you don't own them, those are some of your favorite movies ever. Ridiculously violent movies were the rage. Our cartoons were violent. The TV shows were violent. There was no respect for women. How about this? Your favorite president, if before Barack Obama, just about everybody in America's favorite president was JFK. And JFK is the same as Tiger Woods, but don't nobody love Tiger Woods no more than everybody hate JFK. So Barack, I'm going to need you to knock it off, man. Every time I turn around, guys like you talking reckless about the brothers. I understand that we don't have a perfect society. Nobody said we did. Nobody said we have a perfect society. And I'm not going to pretend that it's not a lot of violence. But what I am going to do is know what I know. Violence in the city of Chicago. 972 people murdered in 1972. That's the most people ever murdered in the city of Chicago. Tupac was just being born. All these rappers that y'all know, they wasn't even on earth. So where was that violence coming from? The Hells Angels and things of that nature. So, Brother Obama, I understand where you're coming from, and I know you need ratings for the show, but I'm going to need you to...
You better shut your white mouth. I'm not kidding you.
I'm telling you, bro, you need to knock it off, bro. You need to knock it off. I'm just here to tell you. Look, I'm not finna spew hate towards you. I'm not finna say things that are bad or disparaging against my brother Barack Obama. But my brother, knock it off with the rap music is causing all the violence. Well, why ain't my father here? See, I ain't even got to leave my house to show you how violent the world is. My father was hit. An act of violence took my father away from earth. In America. My father don't know what no damn rap music is. I got other relatives. My old cousin, Nat Turner, who killed him. How did that happen? They used to have lynching parties throughout the United States of America where everybody in town watched them hang, tar, and feather black people. Were they playing Tupac and 3 6 Mafia? No, they were not. So, Brother Obama, again, man, knock it off with that nonsense. You need your ratings, and that may be what you think, but I don't even think you think that was a play for TV or a podcast world. Otherwise,
You better shut your white mouth. I'm not kidding you.
I'm telling you, man. Shout out to Trey from Trade Naturals in the building. Much love. Thanks for the support. It's always good to see. But yeah, Barack, man, I'm gonna need you to knock it off, bro. Knock it off. And if you're in the show, man, or you're listening in the background, you can always create a profile, come in and say hello. Or I'm just going to need you to create a profile and hit that mash that thumbs up button on YouTube. And then if you're on Spreaker.com, I need you to hit that like button, share, tell a friend, tune in. I need you to hit that arrow and share on your social media and your Facebook. This is Built for This Network. I am HRap. This is the End of the Bench podcast, live and direct from the Late Rent Loud Music Studios. Allow me to continue. But again, man, I'm not going to beat up the brother Obama, man, because it's too easy to do that. It's too easy to say, man, I hate him, man. He should have. No, we're not doing that here, man. We're going to handle this in a mature way. I disagree with you, my brother. And that's all it's going to be. I disagree with you. I don't think you did a whole lot of research, but you don't have to, because you're a multimillionaire and you can have somebody do the research for you. That was an opportunity for you to talk to our folks and let them know, hey, violence is not the same as being black. Being black is not the same as being violent. But you chose to take the high road, the easy route. And you being a constitutional professor, a constitutional lawyer, former president, former ruler of the world, I would assume that you knew better, but you chose not to. And I'm cool with that. It's good. With that being said, just to show you how there's another opportunity for us to see that violence is not one of the major characteristics of being in our community. Over the last week and a half, we've had 7 mass shootings. What they're going to try to tell you is about gun control. Gun control has zero to do with the mass shootings. Why, if gun control will stop the mass shootings, then why hasn't the war on drugs stopped the drug flow in the country? You've put billions upon billions of dollars into this fictitious thing called the war on drugs. Yet still drugs get in our communities. Somebody sneaking in some cocaine right now. Somebody sneaking in some heroin right now. Somebody illegally selling opiates right now. But they tell you that, hey man, gun control is going to help this. How? Another thing I've noticed, I haven't seen terms like wilding, a pack of wolves, illegals. You know, when people that look like us, the exonerated 5, called the Central Park 5 originally, they were wilding. Yeah, a term on the New York Post, one of the biggest newspapers, New York Daily News. They're wilding, made us sound like animals, right? Illegals. That's how they get you angry at the Latino community. Illegals. And then, you know, they don't really call nobody, if you're a descendant of this, you're an illegal. If otherwise, you're just an immigrant waiting on a green card, I suppose. You know, this country is built on hate. People came over here. Let's just keep it all the way funky. People came over here. They were from the jails and the prisons of Europe. The scourge of humanity was sent over here. They got over here, saw sweet, destroyed the people who were here. They hated them. You don't kill off a nation of people without hating. Oh man, that was a misunderstanding. And all of them gone. The country's made up of 1% of the people who were here a few centuries ago. Hate. Then you realize they know the land better than us. We got to go capture some people. And we went over to the continent. You capture some people. and you brought them over here and forced them into bondage. And you create laws to hate them. You can't educate yourself. You can't talk the way you want to talk. You can't speak the language you want to speak. We're gonna do everything I can, and I guarantee you, you go to any library in the United States of America, and I would say, just about 80% of the laws that are connected to this country, you can trace them right back to somebody that looked like me and you. At one point, it was illegal to read, illegal to just stand around after we fought for the right to be citizens. When the rich people felt like they didn't have enough power in this country, they wanted to count their people that they had in bondage. And they agreed to, the law was now those people are 3/5 of human beings. So now they can equal out the power structure. Again, this country is built on hate. So, gun control, I'm sorry. It's not gonna help. Because guess what? I'm gonna go get me an AR-15. I promised, asking the homies last night, how much some things cost, man? See, if you want some real gun laws, first of all, if nobody gets a speeding ticket, that don't mean we need more speeding laws. That means you need to enforce the speeding laws. They don't have no problem with parking tickets. They handing them jokers out like you wouldn't believe. See, the thing is, the Second Amendment, the reason they won't ever mess with that Second Amendment is because they're anarchists at heart. They were in the jails of Europe. Their ancestors were in the jails of Europe. And they're genetically predisposed to rise up and try to hurt. Hey, man, these are in your books, man. I didn't make this up. Your book told me that. You mad at me? Take the book off the show. But you're not, because you don't like to do that. So, the Second Amendment was made because the people who were taking over this country, who got mad, and if you read the Declaration of Independence, shout out to Dr. Greg Carr, shout out to Sister Karen Hunter. If you read the Declaration of Independence, it speaks about how King George were telling the blacks and the Indians that he'd rock with them if they rode against these people. They read the Declaration of Independence every 4th of July in Philadelphia. If you don't believe me, all you have to do is tune in to C-SPAN. They make a big deal up. They read it every year. They say, see, these ain't rap facts. This is the real deal. This is the real deal. Shout out to Rhonda and my man Ray the Kev. Y'all in the building. Thank y'all for the support. So when you are looking at these things, you realize, man, this is a violent place. The entire situation is built on violence. So to take guns out your hands, you are outside of your freaking mind. But I advise my brothers and my sisters to go get firearms and firearms training. I met a brother. Actually, I think I know this brother. But I was on this show called Collective Perspective. And I think I know this brother. But he's going to be on the show soon and educate you on guns, gun laws, and why you should get your own firearm. See, look, you ever notice that these people never run up into places like gun shows and shoot up the gun show? They never go any place. You rarely see open carry states get these gun things, these gun events, because these people are not as crazy as they would like to believe. So what we're gonna do is not argue about we can't have these guns. We're going to arm ourselves. We're going to teach ourselves how to protect ourselves. I keep telling y'all about that book, man. We shoot back. It's about guns and black people go hand in hand. A lot of us like the brother Shannon Sharp on Fox. He talks about consistently how they had guns all around their house, go hunt, come back, bring the food, and he was 14, 15 years old. See, the gun, to quote Chris Tucker and Money Talks, I watched it this week. Guns don't kill people. Stupid people with guns kill people. See, because all you see on the news is HRap, and people that look like HRap committing acts of violence, you assume that we have a pattern on violence. We have a pattern on wrongdoing. We have a pattern on these things, and brothers and sisters, we do not. We do not. But if you educate yourself on how to use a gun properly, you educate your children on how to use a gun properly, you and you'll be less afraid of a gun. A gun is not the problem. It's the people who are filled with hate, the people like Fucker Carson and those clowns on Fox News. Salute to Shawana. Thank you for coming in. Much love. First time seeing you. It's always good to see a new face in the place. I'm going to give you a little of this. Places like Fox News have created this false narrative that we are creating things like racism. No, we're not. No, we're not. We don't hate you. You hate me. I don't hate you. Well, most folks don't hate you. I don't hate anybody who ain't trying to hurt me. Now, if you telling me that subsequently you're attempting to hurt me, then yes, I don't like you. I don't. I'm not going to pretend that I do. I want to eliminate you because all I want is for my folks to be treated fairly. And if that's a problem with you, then you have a problem with me. But we need to get control of things like this. See, this is why I started off at the top. You send your kids to the proper schools, and then you create an environment like at an HBCU, and you put money into places like HBCUs and send our kids to those HBCUs, so those professors. Because, see, you won't go to an HBCU and be a professor because you're trying to be rich. You go because you want to enrich the people. You enrich the people, they come back home. They enrich the community. The community is in a better situation. Now we're creating foundation. We create a foundation. There's less violence in the midst of that. There's less violence in the midst of that. Now we can attack the political point of views. Now we get the political things in order. And once the political things in order, the community is better because now we're getting money pumped into our schools. We're getting money pumped into our after school programs. We get money from our state representatives and things like that. So we can enhance our youth. Quote Marcus Garvey, it's easier to prune a shrub than to fix a big tree. We start off with the kids, raise our kids up right. Now we can be engaged with the political thing. Because what we need to do now is create a list of about 1,000 things, knowing we're going to get 100 and beat it down our politicians' throat every week, every day, every month, every year. And then once our kids in 18, 22, 25 years, you're going to run for alderman, you're going to run for state representative, you're going to run for state senator, you're going to run for U.S. senator, and now we in control. But up until then, we're going to have to do everything we can to get our thing in order. Now, it's time for that new segment that I told y'all about, brothers and sisters. Thank you, Ray Care. I'm bringing this back. I used to do this at the top of the show, but I'm doing this right now because I have taken on the mission to educate us about us. See, because when you know that Ray Kev is an awesome dude, you know when a new person, I hope I'm not saying Shwana, Knock It Off Radio, Knockoff Radio. When we find out how great they are, then we support them and they support us, and we can move forward to greatness. So when I show you how great this one sister is in a second, you're going to be enriched, and then you'll understand where I'm coming from. I'll be back shortly. This is your man, HRap. This is Built for This Network, live from Late Rent Loud Music Studios. The End of the Bench podcast. I'll be back in a second. Enjoy this.
Stop George Wallace and those posses. We can present thousands and thousands of bodies in the streets if we want to. And we can have all of the soul force and the moral commitment around this world. But a lot of these problems will not be solved until that shaggly old place called the White House begins to shake and gets on the phone and says, now listen, George, we coming down there and throw you in jail if you don't stop that mess. That's the only way it's going to be stopped. It's not just the sheriff of this county or the mayor or the police commissioner or George Wallace. This problem goes to the very bottom of the United States. And you know, I said it today and I will say it again. If we can't sit at the table, let's knock the legs off. Excuse me. Gloria Richardson, also known as Gloria's Gloria. Gloria was born May 6, 1922 in Baltimore, Maryland. Gloria's grandfather was the first black city councilman in Cambridge, Maryland. He served from 1912 to 1946. Gloria always spoke out on the injustices and racial discrimination. Gloria graduated from Howard University in 1942. The Student Nonviolent Coordinating Committee, which they called SNCC, the SNCC, began its focus on segregated movie theaters, bowling alleys, and restaurants. Although Gloria was part of the SNCC, she did not agree with the nonviolent rules. Gloria was never the turn of the cheek type. In 1962, she joined the CNAC, the Cambridge Nonviolent Action Committee. In June of '63, black demonstrators were attacked for conducting a sit-in, and the general of the National Guard announced that there would be some changes. He announced that they're changing the rules of martial law. 9 p.m. curfew, and all stores were to be closed at 2. Firearms were banned, and searches by the police and the National Guard were authorized. Around 8:30 p.m. of that night, about 250 African Americans staged the Freedom Walk all the way to Dorchester County Courthouse. They were attacked and pelted with eggs. The state police had to use tear gas to disperse the mob. In 1963, Gloria attended a meeting in Atlanta about the future of the SNCC. As I stated, Gloria always wanted to change the rules of the nonviolent ideology. I mean, look at this picture. This is one of the most powerful pictures of all time. One of the most iconic photos ever. This is fearless right here. This has to be the greatest meme mug you've ever seen in your life. They say a picture says 1,000 words. In this meeting in Atlanta, some of the most powerful leaders of that era were present. Stokely Carmichael, Ella Baker, John Lewis, Bob Moses. In a sit-in in 1963, JFK called Gloria and for the locals to stop immediately. Gloria's response was, "The president can go to hell." Gloria is one of our greatest leaders of all time, and another one of our forgotten heroes. Fearless, and she stands today at 97 years strong. Let's show some love to this queen. Thank you for watching. Make sure you subscribe, make sure you thumbs up, and make sure you hit the notification bell.
The microwave because one, we weren't the MLK model, as we developed, and we were not doing once a year speeches. It was a daily kind of thing for almost a year and a half.
We were just showing a picture of you, a famous picture of you pushing it right next to the bayonet of the national.
Oh, yes. No, they were he was going to stab me, so I had to push it. But anyhow, and they came because we weren't supposed to be demonstrating. We were out there to demonstrate, and we'd been at a little shoe shine shop with General Gelston, with him trying to tell us no, and we're trying to say yes, we're going to do it, when a whole lot of we thought they were bullets. I don't know what he thought. He may have known what it was, but it happened to be tear gas. But when I rushed out, and all the people were in the street, and then this guy started coming toward me, I thought, he's got to be crazy. And I don't even know why I pushed the gun, but I know I was furious at that time. But so back in the microwave, because one, we weren't the MLK model as we developed, and we were not doing once a year speeches. It was a daily kind of thing for almost a year and a half.
We were just showing a picture of you, a famous picture of you pushing it right next to the bayonet of the national.
Oh, yes. No, they were he was going to stab me, so I had to push it. But anyhow, and they came because we weren't supposed to be demonstrating. We were out there to demonstrate, and we'd been at a little shoe shine shop with General Gelston, with him trying to tell us no, and we're trying to say yes, we're going to do it, when a whole lot of we thought they were bullets. I don't know what he thought. He may have known what it was, but it happened to be tear gas. But when I rushed out, and all the people were in the street, and then this guy started coming toward me, I thought, he's got to be crazy. And I don't even know why I pushed the gun, but I know I was furious at that time.
But so back.
I'm back. Thank you for continuing to tune in. Thank you, Ray to Care. It's always good to introduce our people to better, our greatness. And that's what I'm going to do every week, man. I'm going to do something like that every week. I used to do it at the top of the show. Now I'm doing the middle of the show because sometimes I'll be having to pee. I'm going to keep it funny with you. I'll be having to pee sometime, man. So if I got to pee, you definitely going to see it. But you're going to see it anyway. But like I was saying, man, thank y'all for tuning in. This is the End of the Bench podcast from Late Red Loud Music Studios. Built for this network is the place to be. And we always get it in, man. But like I said, man, these are the things that we need to know. Because I'm quite sure, man, some sisters that didn't even know who she was. Think about this. This lady has an automatic rifle aimed at her by some bigot. And it wasn't, she didn't cower down. She let me get that shit out of my face. And shout out to the sisters who still doing it to this day. You might not be putting bayonets and guns out of your face, but you ain't having no nonsense. So there's even more reason that we as men in our community need to be standing up for our sisters. And there's going to be some brothers on that too. So to the brothers who thinking, man, we ain't get no brothers on that. You didn't even know I was going to do it today. So next week it might be a brother. But it's the end of Black Women's History Month. I call it Black Women's History Month. Yeah, I call it that. They don't call it that. It's Black Women's History Month. So we one of the most fierce sisters in the world. And she's still here with us. She has not transitioned, and she ain't got no plans on transitioning no time soon. Hit that like button, hit that share button, tell a friend, tune in to your man, HRap, best soul. Yeah, let me get back to this, man. But like I said, man, it ain't about weaponry, and things of that nature. Shout out to Teresa Rucker in the building. Thank you. And I got my sister Ron that said, never heard of Gloria Richardson before, I'm sure. She's one of the many women that I've never heard of. Yes, indeed. But we ain't gonna. Hey, Ron, I'm here to help. It's a thing on YouTube. I stole that from the brother, but he out here spreading the good word. But he gonna keep spreading the good word, and I'm gonna keep spreading the good word for him. With that being said, man, this is what I'm talking about, man. See, you don't know about these things, and I'm quite sure every woman who watched that felt a little stronger. Get your fists up, pumping your fist, ready to cut you up, mother. Beep. But that's what I'm saying. And if anybody don't like it, y'all know what I got for them. Anybody that don't like it, I'm going to need you to...
You better shut your white mouth. I'm not kidding you.
That's what time it is. Anytime you don't like what the sister's doing, what the brother's doing, you can keep it moving. But like I said, man, it's not about weaponry in our community. My sister, Karen Hunter, one of my inspirations, she don't like the fact that people keep saying we need to get guns. But you know what? Hey, Sister Karen Hunter, I know you're going to be listening at some point. Karen Hunter going to be listening to my show at some point too. But I know Sister Karen Hunter don't want to hear that. But, hey, Karen, I've never seen it. Karen, anybody else who anti-gun or saying, or they kind of afraid of guns, I've never seen a bully get back down with a conversation. Hey, you back? Please, Mr. Bully, don't shoot at me. Don't hit me. I'm cool. Pow, 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 pow. That's how bullies get back down. Do we have as many bullies as them? No. But you know what? I've never seen many. I don't know many people that's ready to croak. I don't know many people that's ready to croak. And when they know, you don't see a lot of people snatching purses in Texas because people can open carry in Texas. You snatch somebody in person in Texas, you might get shot. You might get shot. You don't see a lot of purse snatching in Florida either because you might get shot. So, shout out to my man Stacy because he said this literally 23 years ago. He said, you know what, man, they need to get everybody in this country some guns. It'll get real bad and then it'll even out. And I looked at him and said, man, you sound crazy as hell. He said, if you know Stacy, he's like, yeah, okay. But hey, here we are 20 years later, Stacy right as rain. Because if you stop popping at something, hey, if you think I'm going to shoot back, you might not pull it. So shout out to Stacy, man. I don't know, Stacy might be watching, man. He say he watching. He ain't watching. But he might be watching. That's my man. Straight up. But yeah, man, it's just, we're in a situation to whereas it's time to fight back. And you fight fire with fire. That's it. I'm not trying to get anybody shot. I don't want nobody to get hurt. Me and my folks want to be left the hell alone. And then you got people like Tucker Carlson and Sean Hannity and that goofy lady that's on The View. I've never watched The View, but I say, when you're on Twitter, I'm very active on Twitter. You see little clips and this lady talking about how we initiate racism. Well, I have yet to be anywhere where a bunch of brothers is like, the next time we see a white guy, we whooping his ass. It doesn't happen. We want to be left alone. It's a sister during the George Floyd uprisings. She had a long speech. She had like a 90-second speech. And she ended it with, y'all better be glad that we want equality and not revenge. And that sister was 1,000% correct. That sister was 1,000% correct. Because if we were looking for revenge, it would definitely be a problem in these streets. And I keep telling people, man, you don't believe how much power you really have until you exercise that power. I'll give you an example of your power. People look at middle management as underlings, as the powerless. Well, you're not a manager, you're not an employee, you're just middle management. But middle management is the reason things run freely. The manager at your job, you probably never ever see him. Department manager, you probably ever see, he's sitting in the back getting cussed out or doing whatever managers do. Or I'm doing a lot of work. That's all they do is move their fingers. I've never seen many people. I've been in supervisor. The manager was never really doing nothing but telling me what to do or giving me suggestions. But the middle manager, the supervisor, he's the one who motivates people. He's the reason you come to work. He's the reason when you go, man, I don't feel like coming today. The supervisor, cool, you'll come to work. When you have that kind of power, even in military instances, a sergeant will tell you, don't call me sir, call me sergeant. I work for a living. So, seeing how the dudes that are wearing these stripes as sergeants or supervisors, they got the motivation going. They get you fired up and everything. Imagine if those people were not here. A lot of companies are being in jeopardy, man, because then you'd be like, hey, man, we're going to do a mass walkout tomorrow. Look, this is one of those times that being a black person may pay off. Because just imagine, this dude I'm in communication with on Twitter, his name is Drew. He's a crisis manager. His name is Drew McCaskill. Drew McCaskill. The reason I bring up Drew McCaskill, he used to work for a company that monitored spending habits and things of that nature, so they can basically get your money out your pocket. They trick you right out of your money, right? Drew McCaskill, according to him, Drew says if people held on to their money for one day, it'll ruin the algorithm. One day. So I present you with this. Let's do a blackout 3 times a month. And when you do this blackout 3 times a month, this is what you do. Every month has a first of the month. First of the month, a lot of people going to get their money and things of that. A lot of people on assistance and things like Social Security. We're not going to do the first of the month. Let's do the 7th of the month. Let's do the 17th of the month. Let's do the 27th of the month. But we're not going to spend in our money anywhere. But with black folks. Oh, man, they got shipping. Shipping is coming from the white people because, it's always that naysayer in the back. Dude who don't have a plan. He don't even have a plan on how to tie up his shoes. But he knows that your plan not going to work. But just imagine if one day throws their whole situation off. Imagine if we only spend money with each other on the 7th, the 17th, and the 27th of every month. And then we would empower our community 3 days a month at least. And then as that entity becomes stronger, we expand it. The 7th and the 8th, the 8th and the 9th, the 9th and the 10th. 8th and 9th. 7th and the 8th, the 17th and the 18th, the 27th and 28th. And of course, you'll have to start going down once you get closer to the end of the month because every month does not have 31 days. And as we continue to do this, we continue to empower our communities. And then we're shopping exclusively. And then Dr. Claude Anderson's idea of our money staying in our community comes to fruition. And then we have a community, and then there are opportunities, and then with more opportunities, there's less violence because I'm not standing around not doing anything because I have an opportunity. And then hopefully the plan would be to ask these store owners and these business owners to donate to at school programs and athletic programs. So now the kids got something to do. You got kids that's learning graphic arts. You got kids that's learning coding. You got kids that's learning other things. And then you got kids that's still in athletics. So everybody's being productive. Oh, by the way, at the school program has to hire somebody. Now you got somebody to hire, and now you got somebody working with the kids who actually care about the kids. And then those people who come from incarcerated situations, we have them speaking to our children about being incarcerated. And guess what? They have opportunity now, so the recidivism rate is lower, and the recidivism rate is lower, then the prisons are less empty, and we have less of a problem. Now you don't have a drug issue or nefarious activity issue in your community. Not people randomly taking things from people that look like you, because they're opportunities. How about that? Just a random thought. These are the things that we need to be thinking about and having conversations about. And, oh man, how we gonna do that nationally? Ain't nobody, brothers ain't gonna want to do that because again, that naysayer's always over there. Like when we was kids on Gulliver, that dude Glum, never make it, Gulliver. That dude is in every group in the world. Y'all have some sisters. Girl, let's go. Woo, woo, woo. And then it's, girl, my feet hurt. My back hurt. I don't feel like it's that girl and it's that dude, man. She ain't gonna work, man. It's one in every group, man. Every crew got a soft person in it. Believe it. Understand it. Don't get mad. Just move around. Make that person the target. Think of yourself as a bulldozer. And run that dude out the crew. Run him over with success. Make him the target of all your angst. I see it's always, this clown is always here. And if he don't say it, that's when you get scared. Hold it. Either this has worked or we've changed his mind. Those are the only two options. It's either going to work or you're going to change that person's mind. Because again, back to the violent thing, man. These laws are only enacted because, that's what I was saying right before the break. I was talking about laws are being created to affect us. Most laws in this country have been created to affect us. Guess what? It used to be a group of men standing around in black leather jackets and tams or berets, whatever you want to call it, with lokes or dark shades, whatever you want to call it. And they used to walk around with their firearms. Next thing you know, Ronald Reagan said, no, you can't do that no more. Governor of California at the time, former president. 3 times I'm Ronald Reagan. My man Reagan said, great idea, but the people can't spend twice as much as they did the day before. But we're not going to we not gonna worry about. See, my brother Ray Care was a positive brother, but he saw the loophole. We're not going to worry about the loophole. See, if you Ray Care, I'm not targeting you, Ray. I'm just giving you the other side of what your statement is. I'm gonna read your statement and then I'm gonna respond to it. Great idea, but the people can't spend twice as much as they did the day before. No one would, because Ray, you will go buy toilet paper. You ain't finna go buy another roll at the white store tomorrow because you got the toilet paper already. See, Raider? But Raider Kev is a dope brother. Raider Kev is a dope brother. He not that dude I was talking about. Please, James Brown, please don't think Raider Kev is that guy. That's one of the most positive people I've ever come across in my life. I've never heard him say one thing negative. But we not gonna work. See, we got to stop looking for the trap door, though, Raider. We have to. Kev, we gotta stop looking for the trap door. Damn that trap door. Because guess what? If Raider Kev or HRap fall in that trap door, you know what's gonna happen? Raider Kev gonna reach down there with a rope and pull me up, and vice versa. Or one of the sisters fall in that hole, we're gonna pull them out the hole. We're not gonna worry about the trap door for now. Rhonda, I understand your point too. She agreed with Raider, but we're not gonna worry about what could and what might go wrong. We're only going to focus on what's right. Because guess what? Every idea in the history of the world has probably about a 75-80% chance of failing. But perseverance is the reason it works. So, nobody going to go back and buy, like you go buy a bag of potato chips from the black store. You're not going to go to the white store tomorrow. I shot there around the store yesterday. I bought a bag of Ruffles. Let me get 2 because I don't want you to starve. Because when you walk in around the store, Rhonda's going to greet these people with smiles. Rhonda's going to greet these people with great customer service because Rhonda understands the plan. The plan is to make Rhonda successful. So she's going to have all her employees and she's going to stand there and salute to the people, and that's going to welcome them in. And it's like, oh man, it's nice in here. And we are going to get it together that way. Back to the point. The Black Panther Party self-defense, and when I always say the Black Panther Party self-defense, because they are not a terrorist group, the Ku Klux Klan is. So if you want to talk about terrorists, the Ku Klux Klan is a terrorist group. Skinheads terrorist group. The Black Panther Party of self-defense is not. Back to the point. Laws came about so you couldn't openly carry your weapons in California. So again, anytime you stand up and do what you have to do, there are laws that are created to make them to make it more difficult for you. This is another reason we're not going to stand around and complain anymore. We ain't complaining anymore because we are playing checkers. We are playing chess, not checkers. What I mean by we're playing chess, not checkers is this. When we enact our plan, we understand. We enact our plan on the 7th, the 17th, and on the 27th of each month. Guess what? The 5th of next month, they on our ass. We know that, it's probably take 3 months, but that 3rd month is going to be something going on to distract us. So when it happens, we're going to go, we saw that coming, and we'll still be there on the 17th. We're still going to be there on the 7th. We're still going to be there on the 17th. We're still going to be there on the 27th. Let's do it. And if anybody you're considering, hey, yo, Rap, that's a good idea, but how we going to find all these damn black businesses? You're going to find the black businesses by using this app. It comes up as, I can't see it. Yeah. But you see BWS in your app store. BWS. It is going to be OBWS. What does that stand for? It stands for Official Black Wall Street. Download the Official Black Wall Street app to your phone. Activate the notifications as you drive around your city for the rest up until the 7th. Every time you drive past a black-owned business in the United States, it may even be abroad, but in the United States for sure, it'll go bing. And it'll pop up on your phone. Black-owned business. Period. Period, point blank. So whatever you need, it's going to pop up on this. It's either a tool or a toy. Make sure if you were born in 1980, going backward, it is a tool. We understand our kids is a toy. But at some point, we're going to start transitioning from tool to toy. I mean, from toy to tool. And at some point, it will be a tool. This computer and this phone is stronger than the computer that allegedly got somebody to the moon. Shout out to my man, Craig. He know what I'm talking about. He don't believe people went to the moon, and he gave me a pretty convincing argument that they didn't. I'm a roll with him. Thank you, Rated Kev. I appreciate the support, my man. But like I was saying, back to the get down, man. Back to the get down, where the money resides. And again, up until and including the moment we start raising our young people to be politicians and businessmen and things of that nature, community leaders and people who are going to impact the community, what we're going to have to do is galvanize the community to get the people out of our way who are diametrically opposed to our success. One of those people, he's in Texas. He goes by the name of Rafael Cruz because he's trying to assimilate. He calls himself Ted Cruz. His name is Rafael Cruz. Canadian Cuban. That's what he is. So all that build a wall, your ass wouldn't be in the country if they built the wall, Mr. Cruz. But this is the same person, if you don't know, when they had the Texas crisis down there with my brothers from the Forecast, the show I do on Monday evenings. He skipped town while the whole state shut down, everybody freezing their ass off. Some people even lost their lives, some people transitioned, and he was like, hey, my daughter wanted to go. Where was the electricity at? Yeah, we all would have like that. Civil servant. But he left us. But this is a dude who either told a secret or is just obtuse. His head is thick as granite, tough as Mount Everest, thick as Mount Everest. But this guy. Somebody asked Mr. Cruz to put a mask on. Now they're clearly trolling him. We get it. But this part of the job, man. When you are a civil servant or elected official and you got a sketchy past, people are going to poke the bear. And you have to have enough tact and class to handle those attacks and keep it moving. But he didn't. He made the statement, oh, well, don't worry about it. We all have been immunized up here. So that's what the purpose of no, you've been vaccinated. Mr. College Education. Immunization means you've been injected with something and it prevents you from being attacked by something allegedly into perpetuity. A vaccination is totally different. You cannot immunize against a virus because a virus is a living organism that is always changing. Because if it's always changing, that means it's going to show up in a different form in the future. So if you take this shot, you're not immunized, you're vaccinated. Now, it's either one or two things. The cat jumped out of the bag, aka metaphorically his mouth being the bag, or he's a big dummy. Either way, this is a dude who deserted you, my Texan listeners. Please. Been using that app for over a year. Great app. Also open a One United bank account. My man! Shout out to Theta Gabby in the building. That's what I'm talking about, baby. For those who don't know, One United is the largest black-owned bank in the United States of America. It's a digital bank. You can go online, open up a bank, and only go cost you. You only need to put $50 in there. They partner with U.S. banks or other banks throughout the United States of America. So if you need to go see a teller or go, do some transactions, you go in that way. The reason Rated Care mentioned that is because last week I asked our brothers and sisters to open a One United bank because guess what? The largest Latino bank in the United States of America has a foundation of $23 billion. One United only has $1 billion. There's no reason the people who, y'all love to throw those statistics out. We drive the economy. We spend over this much. We spend $1 trillion a year. So why the people who are more than likely, by the way, United Bank hired people to understand black businesses so they can get you the money to expand and things of that nature. So they are more likely to lend you the money to start your business or enhance your business. They are a black-owned bank. They are most likely to give you the money. So why are we not banking with them? Rap, are you banking with them? Yes, I am. If you don't believe me, here it is. So Rappenstein. I ain't just gonna put it on my phone so I can say it. You can't see it, but it's One United right there. I'm doing what I'm saying. I ain't just talking, I'm doing it. I ain't gonna talk the talk. I'm gonna walk the walk. Phony cats outline the chalk. Shout out to Wu-Tang Clan. I had to throw that in there. I'm hip hop, man. But seriously, back to the show. Thank you, Ready Care. Thank you, man. Thank you, brother. Need some, whatever I'm doing is working just a little bit. I need 10,000 more Rated Cares to tune in, hit that like button, hit that share button, subscribe, and then we in business. We in there like swimwear. How about that, man? Take over the world like Ali, man. But like I was saying, man, back on the serious side, this is what we need to do, man. Get rid of people like Ted Cruz. Ted Cruz is the type of guy who probably the type of guy that spearheaded the movement in Georgia to put constraints on our voting rights. They don't want us to vote, period. They changed the laws. As I said at the top of the show, they changed the laws so to make it more difficult. I'm glad I got back to that. The reason I got back to that is this. I think this is one of the most important things in the world. Because, you know why they did that? Because, I'm not going to go into that. I'm not going to go into what I was about to, but I am going to stay on this page. Our community has a reputation of procrastinating. Okay, we vote. You start. In a lot of places in the United States of America, they open up the early voting sometimes a month or 2 months in advance. But we wait till November to vote. All this means, you can't get the people in Georgia a ride to get there. You can't get the people in Georgia a water while they waiting in line. Not a problem. We're going to meet up at the church. We're going to hand out the waters. And then what we're going to start doing is finding out what day they're going to vote, what day early voting started. Not a problem. We're going to start, it's September 30th and election is November 7th. Not a problem. We are going to make the first few weeks of early voting. We're going to get our seniors and take them to vote. We're going to vote too while we're there with them. Or we can get out some people ineligible to vote. Some of our young teenagers, 17 on down, 17 to 14. You can go with your grandmother, your grandfather, your aunt, your uncle, or the neighbor, and go with them to vote. You're going to stand there with them, and you're going to have a water. You're going to have a bag with your backpack with you with a couple of waters, and then you're going to stand there with them. And then if they get thirsty, you're going to bust your chair out. You had a little fold-up chair for your aunt, grandmama, or neighbor. You're going to bust your chair out. And then y'all standing in line together. If you already in line, they ain't say you could share waters. We're going to hand out these waters. See, we're going to make it so difficult for people to trap us that it ain't no more trap. See, it's one thing to complain about y'all put crack in our neighborhood. We smoked it. We sold it. So, since y'all making it hard for us, our ancestors, our elders, y'all making it hard, we're going to make a way around that. We're going to make it a way around that, and then we're going to be like, okay, well, we ain't doing that. Y'all don't want us to vote on these days. Our seniors going to vote early. And while you waiting there with the seniors, you're going to either vote, or once we get all our seniors out the way, then we're going to start going in waves to vote. And by the time the 7th is there, people going to be voting old white folks. All the black folks going to vote early. If that's what your get down is, if you believe in the voting process, you are going to organize in your community. Like they got souls to the polls, you're going to be a part of that. And we're going to get our folks in early and often. And then it don't make a difference because by the time voting day come around, I voted in September. I voted in October. And we just going to sit back and now what you're going to change it to. We're going to be a shift shapers. Whatever y'all come up with, we're going to figure it out too. We figured out how to get out of bondage in this country. We figured out how to sharecrop and own the land. We figured out how to make lights, as y'all ass be running around here in candles. We figured out how to make your damn cars run better. We figured that y'all was too stupid to stop at the stop line, so we invented the stop sign and invented the stop light. We knew your ass was going to be too lazy to get up and go to the TV every few minutes, so we invented the remote control. So, with us inventing all these things and getting around all these things, guess what? We're going to get around this too. But when using the app for over a year, I'll close that, my bad. So, we're not going to sit around huff and puff. We are a problem-solving society. Therefore, we're a problem-solving culture in a society geared towards holding us back. I'm joking, but I'm serious. A society that is diametrically opposed to all of our successes. Y'all burnt down our Black Wall Street, and we still made. Y'all burnt down our PR. Y'all went across the country in 1919. It's called the Red Summer. 37 odd cities. Y'all attacked us, and we still here. Y'all can't come here. Y'all can't come here and come out of schools. Cool. We figured that out. You killed 2 power brokers in our leadership structure. We figured that out too. We are gonna get around any obstacle you put out in front of us, Mr. Racist White Man, Mrs. Racist White Woman, or even more ridiculous, the racist people who pretend that they don't understand. For those who don't know, look up the Red Summer, brothers and sisters. January 27th, Bedford County, Tennessee. February 8th, Blakely, Georgia. March 12th, Pace, Florida. March 14th, Memphis, Tennessee. Morgan County, West Virginia, April 10th. Jenkins County, Georgia, April 13th. Sylvester, Georgia, April 14th to 15th. Millen, Georgia, the 5th of May through May 31st. You got Monticello, Mississippi, Putnam County, Georgia, New London, Connecticut, Millen, Georgia again, El Dorado, Arkansas, Sylvester, Georgia, and Pickett, Mississippi. And these things continue until Wilmington, Delaware, November 13th, 1919. That should have been the damn red year. Why we call it the red summer? It was the red year. And guess why they did this? Because it was white dudes who got mad that black dudes who won the war again came back home and wasn't kowtowing and cowering to these folks. I can't be a man in this country without having to kill one of y'all. So they did that to us. So that's what we're going to do, man. If you can get through those kinds of things, voter right restriction, and guess what? Please do like my brother Ray to Care, and download that 5 Calls app and get on the phone with your senators and all these people and start leaning on this clown Joe Biden, because goddammit, we need that damn our ancestor John Lewis anti-lynching bill passed, and we need this voter reform passed too. I don't want to hear about nothing else you doing. That funky ass $1,200-$1,400. Hey man, it saved a bunch of people's lives. I'm not saying that y'all don't need y'all money. We don't need what's coming to us. I'm not saying that. But I don't want to hear about no more damn money. I need some protection, homie. Or is your ass, they asked him this week, is he gonna run for the re-election? I wouldn't vote for you. If that John Lewis anti-lynching bill and that Voters Act ain't passed, I wouldn't vote for your ass to be dog catcher. Period. I wouldn't give a damn who the president did. Because we going to be in order by the next election. And, hey, Joe, if the Secret Service going to come get me, they going to come get me. We ain't vote for your ass no more. You either Kamala. None of that shit. If them 2 things ain't done within the next 6 months, black folks, we need to be finding somebody else to vote for. Period. Enough of these promises. Hey, man, I promised my son last week that I was going to hit the Powerball. How'd that work out? Well, it could have worked out, but it didn't, damn it. We was joking, and I said he was going to do that. Already, I don't care about anything but our issues in this moment. Shout out to I hope you, Shawana, hell yeah. That's all we care about. We ain't no more this foolishness, man. We ain't waiting no more. Tangibles, homie. We need that John Lewis bill. Please, brothers and sisters, download that 5 Calls app and start screaming at these people who you giving better jobs than you'll ever get in your life. And if you live in the state of Illinois, you ain't on that 5 Calls out, you are outside your damn mind. Because if you get elected twice, 2 times, you go through 2 election cycles, they taking care of you for the rest of your natural life. And probably if you got a wife, they're going to take care of her if you croak. So no. If you're going to get a job that's going to take care of you for the rest of your life, and the only thing you have to do is go to work for 6 or 8 years, bruh, you need to be on it. And we need to be on it. See, we ain't doing this nonsense about, hey, man, see these white motherfuckers, man, they don't be looking out. No more. They are called civil servants. Servants do what you tell them to, or they get replaced. This is why you got a niece, nephew, little cousin, a neighbor who looks relatively astute. If he looks studious, we need. You ever thought about being? You look like a politician, young man. Put it in his head. Makes it a politician. Puff his chest up. Puff her chest up. Make it. Hey, guess what? You can be the president of the United States with a drug conviction. It ain't gonna happen. But you can run for office. You can have a felony. You can have a felony and run for office. So one of these, everybody knows somebody who got out of jail. He went in there, couldn't read. He came out apparently. Everybody know one dude like that. Running for office. Running for office. Enough talking, man. Enough talking. We about action on this network. Built for This network is about action. And that's what we getting, man. Don't underestimate the power of our vote as a unit. Shout out to my sister. She come here on the first day. Let me give you some of that right here. Let me give you some of this love. First day seeing you. Love it. Tell a friend too. And as I'm about to shut down the show, I want y'all to understand this. One of my core principles in life has been the generation that was born from 1959 to 1979 dropped the ball in regards to informing our young people, informing our children, neighbors, nieces, nephews, cousins about the world that they're experiencing. That's why a lot of our young people are feeling entitled. That's why they don't fight as hard as they do, because we didn't tell them the kind of jacked up world that they were entering, right? But I thought about this. That being one of my core values and one of the things I rest my laurels on. I thought about this last night when I was getting ready for the show. I'm sitting around with the homies, laughing and joking. They didn't know I was thinking about this, but we laughing, joking. They smoking cigars, we drinking or whatever, having a good old time, right? Family, friend, brothers, we doing our thing, man. Each other, grown man business. But I'm sitting there in the midst of arguing about hip hop and things like that. This is what we need. This is what I realized. We are also, even though we're the generation that may have dropped the ball, we're the first generation with the wherewithal and the ability to take things out of here. What I mean by that is this, brothers and sisters. There were certain constraints that stopped, like my great-grandfather, Theodore Whitmore, one of the first black men in the city of Chicago that had a contract to fix the city trucks. He made a mountain of money, but he can only grow so far because it was the 40s, 50s, 60s, right? He can only grow so far. Now we can grow to Elon Musk status. We're the first generation that it was expected to go to college. We're the first generation that I wish I could start a business to, we gonna do this. So if we're the first generation to do that, we are the first generation that, even though you have racial inequality, discrimination, police brutality, we got the same problems, but the eye of scope has been widened. People expect to be millionaires in our community now. I don't need that. I'm gonna be a rapper. I don't need that. I'm gonna be a DJ. I'm gonna be a graphic artist. And you can be it. If you are good at this, you can be it. So if this is the first generation that is not just a pipe dream, this is the first generation that could enact Martin, Malcolm, most noble Drew Ali, the most honorable Elijah Muhammad, and Marcus Mosiah Garvey's ideas. We can get this in order. And if you don't believe me, look up W.B. Du Bois. He said this in 1962. These laws will change soon. And that's when the real problems will come about. Because either he said, you will have people dropping out of school, you'll have people refusing school, and they will be figments of the power structure imagination. And what do you see? What they make movies about violence, because that's what they think we are. They make movies about ignorant ass dudes now ain't doing all this. Like KRS-One said in 1987, all my brothers eating chicken and watermelon, speaking broken English and drug selling. That's their imagination of us. He predicted in the 62. It's come to fruition in almost 2022. But we see people like Ray the Calf age, people like Chief Rocker age, people like my sister. I ain't gonna tell my sister around age. We around the same age. It's gonna like, the women don't like you telling me. But seriously, we are the elders of the community now. We are not fight the power no more. Boy, don't you see what's happening over there? You need to get that fixed. We're the advisors of the community. We are the enhancers of the community now. My son is fight the power. His friends are fight the power. My nephew, Caleb, my nephew Lil Man, my nephew Lil Phil. They are my nephew Robert, my nephew Julian. They are fight the power now. We are the advisors. We are the Toms. We are Vito Corleone telling what's his name, Corleone, Michael Corleone, what to do now. We're no longer the Godfathers. We don't fight. We advise you how to fight. So, see how this is the first generation that actually seen Dr. Dre, Easy Eric Wright, Russell Simmons, Sean Combs, Percy Miller say, I'm going to do this and do it. The brother from FUBU, I can't think his name, Karen Hunter, Tom Joyner used to fly from Chicago to Texas every day. We seen them build empire. Steve Harvey not only is the host of Family Feud, he has purchased Family Feud Africa, and it's the #1 watch show on the continent. We've seen people go from, hey, we could make it, maybe one day, to seeing brothers like Barack Hussein Obama become the most powerful man in the universe. Seeing the brother from FUBU on Shark Tank, even though I never watched it, I know the brother from FUBU on that though. Seeing Russell Simmons take something from when people was like, that's going to be gone in a year. That's going to be some foolishness, to the most powerful entity in the universe. We're the first generation to see black folks do that, man. See, Berry Gordy was an anomaly. He was an enigma. How did he do that? But a lot of people have done it. The brother who invented the cartridge. If you can invent the cartridge and enhance the video game, it's a brother out there right now that's tearing up his mama something or his daddy something. He gonna be something. For me, leaving Reuters, doing podcasting, saying, look, this started as me watching ESPN going, they always telling half the story. This is some BS, man. I'm going to do this. So y'all listen to me now. Ron is in Canada listening to me. I got people all over the globe listening to me. And if y'all, I'm not trying to brag, good for this network, internationally known, locally respected, man. That's some Chicago nonsense. But it's true though. It's true. It's true. Let me read off some of the places on the globe that Built for This network is being listened to at. Let me show y'all, man. I'm not just talking. Built for This network is people listening to us in India, Canada, Germany, France, Mexico, Brazil, the United Kingdom, Chile, the Netherlands. These are places that people are listening to Built for This network. Uzbekistan, Australia, South Korea. Did I say Brazil? Did I say I said Chile? That's where we're being listened to at. So you go from that to this. So we're the first generation that knows those dreams are real. So we can advise our kids to be as great as they want to be. With that being said, man, I want to thank everybody for subscribing to the Built for This network on Spreaker.com. Please, if you haven't subscribed, please go to Spreaker.com, look up Built for This network, hit subscribe. That's all I'm asking. It don't cost you nothing. It ain't gonna mess up none of your day. And if you are listening on the YouTube channel, find the End of the Bench, THA space END space OF space DA space BENCH, the End of the Bench. That is. Please subscribe, man. It ain't gonna cost you nothing. And if you want to help with some production costs, I'm begging, man. That's what I do. I beg at the end, like the church. I'm finna pass the plate, man. If you want to throw in $1, like Sister McDowell said, I accept the money that generous, but I really prefer the ones that fold. You want to assist with production costs, airtime, stuff like that. The End of the Bench. $sign at the End of the Bench. We accepting all exceptions, man. Thank y'all for tuning in, man. Again, hit the like button, subscribe, man. Tell a friend. I'm gonna be here every Saturday. I'll be here every Tuesday at 5 p.m. Central Standard Time. This man HRap B. Tomorrow I'll be on with the Jawjackers. Hopefully Ray the Kev, he come on after that, and then D Great come on in the evening. My main man, number one Chief Rocker Jersey Vern, to be on in the morning on Monday, killing the game. DJ Mad Knox come on Tuesday afternoon. I come on Tuesday evening. New Max Radio with man Mandela Young, back upon the microphone, and his beautiful wife, Girly Girl, on New Max Radio. If he's feeling up to it, our brother Deacon Dale, he hasn't been in the best, he has some family issues, We praying for that brother. He gonna be on in the evening. Maybe Big Illinois been on hiatus, but maybe this the week. We never know. But Big Illinois will be on Thursday. DJ Mad Knox will be on Thursday with Cheers Roundtree. Brother, what's the brother name? I keep forgetting. I'm on Chief Rocker Jersey Warren with the sports therapy on Thursday morning. Then Cheers Roundtree, DJ Mad Knox in the evening with the brother James Earl, Theory of the Culture. Then my brother, Big Illinois, will be on that Thursday. DJ Mad Knox Friday, Lisa Deuce Saturday, and in 168 and a half hours, your boy be back. Here. End of the Bench. I got a special guest, man. This young brother, King Randall. He started his own school in Georgia. He's committed. Hey, I'm gonna have a show ready either way. But I hope the young brothers, the glorious young black man, was in the military, got out, lost his job. What did he do? Did he mope around his crib? Did he start crying? Did he, woe is me? No, what he did was he started a school. He started a network where he's taking these young black men between young boys to black men, because we're going to stop calling these boys men before they're 18, because that's why they can shoot your ass, because they think, oh, it's a man, shoot him. No. These young boys between the age of 12 to 14 and 12, I think it's 12 to 18, he bought them in his house, bunk beds, fed them, teach them how to do home improvement, teach them how to do auto repair and things of that nature, making them responsible. Found out a lot of those dudes, 17, 18 years old, read like they 8, 9 years old. He teaching literacy. He taking them on trips. He's doing everything. Now him and his friends have purchased a school. I mean, man, please, y'all, if y'all never listen to any other show, I'm going to be promoting. If reach out to him another day this week. If he come on, I need everybody. Man, if you never have nobody else listen to me next week. If he come on, he going to come on. He going to come on. I'm like, ain't no if. When he come on, because I want us to all at least send the man $1. You know what I'm saying? I want at least 500 people. We all send them $500. $500 to his donation. Because, man, if you took time out your life to help out young people. You exactly what I was talking about for the last 2 hours almost. I want to thank y'all again, man. This bill for this network. Y'all heard you heard the bill for this network, family. I almost forgot my main man, Joe from Houston, #1 Chief Rocket Jersey Vern, Big Illinois, Cheers Roundtree, James Earl, DJ Mookadeen, Lisa Deuce, DJ Mad Knox, and myself, HRap B, in the place to be. Thank you for tuning in. As I say, I send out homage to my family. I send out my homage to the people who support me. At the end of the show, thank y'all. Everybody who tuned in. There's too many people to just keep saying a million names. But the people who don't know y'all gonna be like, who the hell is that? But I want to thank each and every one of y'all for tuning in, man. It's really important to me. And I got to thank Cameron Hunter, Dr. Greg Carr, LaRee Daniels Favors, my man Clay Kane, the Black Eagle, Joe Madison, anybody else that I get inspiration, Dr. Claude Anderson, Dr. Boyce Watkins. And one of my favorite people, I'm hip-hop before me. I'm a black man and I'm hip-hop. Outside of being a black man, I'm a hip-hop fiend. So the dude who also inspired me outside of my mom, he get about 25%. My mom gets 75%. Rest us, God, rest our soul, the Lord. And Nat Pollard in the building. Much love to my mama. And I want to thank Reggie O'Shea, a.k.a. Combat Jack, one-time entertainment lawyer, turned into a super podcaster, and he inspired me to do the same. I want to thank him. And how I thank him every week by saying, dream those dreams and man up and woman up and live those dreams, because life without dreams flows in black and white. Life with dreams flows in technicolor and surround sound. I'd like to thank y'all for tuning in. And you already know it's 2 fingers, 1 word. I'm your man, HRap, and I always remember this one thing. If I owe you something, I ain't got it. And if you need it, get it from God.
We are built for this network, for the strong, not the weak.